this might not come as a total shocker. Jason Priestley says that Brad Pitt can go a long time without showering. How does he know? Well, they lived together with a third roommate in the late 80s in, quote, a really crappy part of L.A. Here's Priestley talking about it.
Brad was okay. But we used to play this game, all of us, to see who could go the longest without showering. I think about it now, and I'm like, dude, how disgusting. What were you thinking? Anyway.
Who went the longest without
Brad. Always Brad.
Can you imagine how many women toured that apartment?
I'm thinking about that, but, Priestley talked about this in his new memoir. He said that they lived on ramen noodles, generic beer, and Marlboro Lights.
Marlboro, yeah, duh. Doesn't everybody? Minus the Marlboro. But yeah, ramen and beer.
And, since Brad's number one on my top 5 list, I thought I would mention that he and Inez de Ramon are still going strong. This is the jewelry designer that he has been dating.
Let me ask you a serious question.
Oh, go.
First of all, what will it take to get Brad Pitt on our show?
He's aging like fine wine. Oh, to get him on the show?
Yeah.
Probably something that would have to do with his humanitarianism.
Okay, Fram, he's your number one. I'm trying to help you here. And number 2, I was going to save it for a surprise, but I'll tell you now, Fram is coming to stay with me for 10 days in France.
Cannot wait.
I'm going to take you to his winery. His vineyard is not even 2 hours from where we are.
What if he's there touring the winery?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if Reese Witherspoon had a vineyard, I'd be there every day hoping she'd show up.
What a gift for me.
So put that on your... When's your birthday? Isn't it soon?
February 13th.
Happy birthday, Fram.
Wow. I don't even know if I can go on.
Just stop.
Okay. I don't know if you saw this the other night. It was actually quite funny. Kieran Culkin, when he won for Succession Monday night at the Emmys, did you see his acceptance speech?
Yes. Very good.
Asking his wife for more kids. Like, he put her on the spot. They have 2 children, and she had actually told him that she might agree to more if he won the Emmy. So, of course, he brought it up. Now he's saying, I shouldn't have done that, quote. Instead of just talking to her in private like a human, I just sort of blasted her on stage, which was very rude.
I mean, he is Roman Roy. He as a human.
Happy for all his success.
He's the same guy. I love it.
I love it. And I just think it was really funny, though, that he put her on the spot on live television. Suzanne Somers, rest in peace, her husband, Alan Hamill, may not have been a believer in the next life, but now he is. This is kind of spooky. Tell me what you think. He says since her passing, odd things have been happening around the house in Palm Springs. 3 things happened the same day that were very strange. A hummingbird flew into the house, made the rounds in the kitchen and the living room and the dining room, and then the bird hovered in front of a framed picture of the 2 of them and even landed on top and stayed there long enough for him to get a photo of it. And after that, this was what was spooky, the fireplace started all by itself, and then some music came on by her favorite composer. Now he says he believes there's something more. I'm a believer now that there is an afterlife. I am convinced of it.
That is trippy. I mean, you can't argue with it unless he's lying. That is all pretty freaking rando stuff.
That was really weird. And then on the same note, this other story that popped up, this actor, Jake Johnson, he was on a recent episode of Last Meals. Have you heard about Last Meals?
No, but I think it's a brilliant idea.
Yes, it's this show on YouTube where celebrities talk all things life and death and also get to eat what they would.
I love it.
As their last meal.
That needs to be a listener question we start popping in for these people calling in. I want to know what your last meal is. That's a good question.
They asked him if he believed in the afterlife, and he confessed that he and his dad had come up with a scientific way to prove if there was anything more after life, like ghosts. He told his dad, sneak his ashes onto Wrigley Field, which is kind of cool. And if he could be there when he was dead, he would. Well, Jake got this opportunity to do what his dad asked when he was involved or asked to throw out the first pitch at a Wrigley game. After he threw the ball, he went to shake the catcher's hand and quickly threw his father's ashes, which he had hidden inside his pocket, onto the plate.
I throw out the first pitch, and then you go and you shake hands with like the catcher mascot thing or whatever. And so I walked over. When I did it, I then went really quickly. I had his ashes in my pocket, put him down on home plate, rubbed the grass, took a second and looked up, and I didn't feel anything.
Well done. But that leads me to, Fram, what's your last meal?
Let's see. I'm going to go burger. Burger, baby. Yeah, just some burger. A good burger. What about you?
That's tough for me because those American standards, pizza, burger, the whole thing,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do barbecue.
Oh, why didn't Fram think of that? Salt lick, ribs?
Probably brisket and sausage,
Yeah.
beans and slaw. Yeah.
That's
All
a
right.
winner. Paramount is hoping to refuel the Top Gun franchise for liftoff once more for a third film.
Why
what do you
not?
think about that?
Well, why wouldn't they?
Co-creator Aaron Kruger penning a script could be a new installment, and they're saying that the director, Joe Kosinski, would also return to direct. Here's the intent, and I do like this premise. Tom Cruise would reunite with the next-gen co-stars Miles Teller and Glenn Powell.
I have a hard question for you. Just thinking about that.
I like Miles Teller, yeah.
When we had Tom Cruise on, arguably that was huge. Who, if you had to answer this, and I haven't had this question from a listener, which surprises me, who is the biggest star we've had on our show at the height of their career?
Yeah, definitely I think Tom Cruise was one.
You think?
Who else?
I'm trying to think of who. I don't know the answer. Mick Jagger recently.
Yeah, Mick Jagger.
I don't know if this is the height of his career, but they're still like balling.
We had Travolta on.
Yeah, but he was pretty accessible. I'm trying to think of the ones that were hard, that you never hear, oh, Tom Cruise is coming on.
Mel Gibson at the height of his career,
Mel Gibson.
maybe? Yeah.
That's a good one. Anyway, that question came to mind when you talked about that. That is, when those happen, believe it, we get excited also.
I have a question for you.
What?
Who would you not want at your funeral?
Oh,
This is so interesting. Shannon Doherty has a list of people she does not want at her funeral, and she says it's way too long.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that I think would show up that I don't want there. Their reasons for showing up aren't necessarily the best reasons. Like, they don't really like me. It's like the politically correct thing to do. She's got a point.
But I wish she had a list. I wish she would have actually given us the names. That was such a tease. I kept waiting for, where are the names?
But how smart is that? You know, you do your will, but then in the will you say, here's who I don't want at the funeral.
Don't bother.
I thought this was a great story. I had no idea. We'll take questions or questionable casting decisions for $500. Did you know that Emma Stone can't seem to land a spot on Jeopardy?
That's kind of weird.
She has tried. On the latest episode of Variety's Award Circuit podcast, she revealed that she really wants to compete on the show. Quote, I apply every June. Are you kidding me? I don't want to go on Celebrity Jeopardy. No, I want to go on the real one. I want to earn my stripes. Quote, you can only take the test once a year with your email address, and I've never gotten on the show.
My brother got on, and
On Jeopardy?
Yes, and it was a brutal, like, going through, they test you. Like, it's like you're going to an online class. You have to get over all these hurdles, and then he got on it, and it is hard. You all know from, it's easy in your living room, right? He got all the way to Final Jeopardy, could have won, and moved on. He risked whatever, all of it or whatever, except for $1, one of those moves. And the question was about his favorite author, and he didn't get it right.
Oh, he's kicking himself ever since.
That moment, yeah, whoop, 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 whoop. That was, and he couldn't tell, he had to sign all this, we didn't know until it aired what happened.
Now, do you think now that Emma Stone, arguably one of the best actresses of our generation, now that she's put it out there, will actually get on the show?
Come on, how does she not?
Whew. A little update for you. We haven't heard his name in a while. Army Hammer. Marina Griss. This is a woman who surprised fans by recently announcing her engagement to Army Hammer.
Ooh.
She's saying now it's over, calling it a chapter that's been deeply personal. She's an IT consultant. She broke the news that their relationship ended a month ago on social media, revealing the last October, and said despite knowing about his troubles, she felt deeply appreciated, supported, loved, and understood.
Yeah, it was weird. She woke up and he was just like shaking a salt and pepper shaker over her leg. And she's like, I'm done. It's true. I'm out.
I love this story that no doubt is reuniting for Coachella 2024 with a really kind of funny Zoom video to make the announcement.
It's almost like Gwen Stefani got one of those little fake podcast mixer
Yeah.
boards that has
Yeah.
the built-in sounds in it, and she was just letting loose.
Whoa.
What's up, everybody?
What are we doing here,
How are
guys?
you?
What's going on here?
What are we doing? Why do we not hang out?
We should hang out.
Maybe we should do a show.
Do you want to do a show?
I gotta think about it. Okay, all right. Let's do a show.
Let's do a show.
Hey, why aren't our Zooms like that? What the hell is going on?
I do remember No Doubt playing Music Midtown on our stage. And I also remember them opening for Bush at the Fox Theater. That's the
Yes.
first time I saw them and met them.
That was the first time I met Gavin and Gwen
Yeah.
together at Fado. Well, I met Gavin at Fado before we had met him on the show. And then he introduced us, me and my friend, to Gwen. She was playing at that. What was that venue up Peachtree Industrial?
Oh, what was the name of that venue?
Oh, man. That's going to haunt me now.
Yeah, well, you look it up and I'll finish the couple more cool
I'll
stories.
try and find it.
You know, the real estate market's kind of tough right now, and it can also be hard for celebs. Alec Baldwin, he's been trying to sell his mansion in the Hamptons since 2022. No luck. So after a year of no deal being made, he reduced the price by guess how much?
How much?
$10 million. And then he made a video trying to sell the house. Listen to this.
I've had a home out here on the east end of Long Island since 1982. When I was younger, we'd come out here and we'd sleep all morning and lay on the beach all day. When you're young, this place is the best.
I can't believe he made a video. That's kind of
He
funny.
made a video, and, you know, I guess they're still having a hard time selling it, but you don't see the inside of the house. It has 7 bedrooms. It's on a 10-acre lot, which that's a lot, and it comes with a movie theater, a library, a wine tasting room, an outdoor pool, and even a spa.
Yeah, bro's not going to give up the inside. You got to come up with some approvals with your finances.
I didn't know about this feud. Elon Musk continues to engage with John Oliver, Last Week Tonight host, in a very public spat, and the comedian has fired back at Elon Musk. Quote, "The reason he's not very funny these days is because he's too keen to pander to wokeness." Wow. Tracked down recently by Photogs, John Oliver had an answer for that. Quote, "He seems wounded," but the host wasn't all jokes, adding, "I don't know what that means. I don't think he could explain what that means, and I think it means nothing." So when TMZ asked why he thought he was being targeted by Elon Musk, here's what John Oliver had to say.
You're going to have to track him down and ask him. I don't know. That's a thin skin. I cannot possibly pretend to guess what is in that man's mind at any time. Yeah, he seems wounded.
I have no idea what's going on there.
Track him down.
And that spat.
Track him down. He'll tell you.
Yeah, we've been talking about all these reunion shows and bands getting back together. Do you remember Ween?
Oh, hell yeah.
Ween! Yeah, well, the band has announced its intention to paint the town brown all year long with their 40th anniversary tour.
That was a big Will thing, remember?
Will Pendarvis?
When Ween came out. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I do remember that. So be on the lookout for that. And we'll definitely keep you posted. Talking about spats, are you hip to the one with Motley Crue and Mick Mars?
Well, yeah, that's been kind of ongoing, but what part of it?
Well, they've been battling since April. Mick Mars claimed the band was trying to rip him off financially following his retirement. Now a judge has ruled that the band refused to turn over documents to Mick Mars in a timely manner, despite, his reps. So I guess it's going back. Both sides are saying, oh, this is a victory, but who knows? I didn't realize they were having this spat, but the documents should have been produced, and they weren't. So we'll see what happens. When lawyers get involved, what can I say? All right, so Barnes, did you find that venue?
I cannot find it.
What?
We had so many shows there. If you remember, what the hell is that venue? It was just north of 285. I thought it was Peachtree Industrial, but it could have been Buford Highway.
Is that where we did our 10-year anniversary with the Chili Peppers?
No, that was on Buford Highway.
Oh, well, dang it. I don't know what you're talking about. Now you got me.
It was like a big, it was a big kind of open, an industrial.
I have no clue.
International Ballroom. Someone just texted. Damn it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Don't you remember that?
It was a long time ago. Yeah, I do remember, but I don't remember, off the top of my head, that's where we saw No Doubt.
Here, I just pulled up. Oh, look, here's a archive. Oh, look at the shows we did there. 2002, we did Moby. We did A Perfect Circle in 01. We did Korn in 98. We did Jane's Addiction in 97. We did Jamiroquai in 97, The Offspring in 97, and there it is. No Doubt. It was 96.
Good memory.
Dude, we did Tool in 96, Silverchair in 96, Green Day in 95.
International Ballroom, baby. I don't remember half of those shows.
Don't? Live in 1992. That was before we came on the air. So you don't remember that one. Oh, you were here, though. Susie and the Banshees. Quiet Riot. I'm glad. Man, that
a trip down memory lane.
That would have bothered me all damn day.
Oh, that's your celebrity sleaze.